Herbie, good to see you.
Good to see you.
How have you been?
I'm been good.
How's it going at Greensboro College?
It's good at Greensboro College.
Let me ask you, I know Ray seems like he's happy because Ray loves to play football.
Right.
Herbie happy also?
I'm happy too.
Glad to be there. But you're a little different than Ray. You're on the defensive side.
I'm on the defense side.
What's
yes,
happening
sir.
on that Greensboro College defense this year? What's happening with you guys?
I mean, we're still getting the concept of our defense, but I think we're going to be good overall.
I'm going to throw some names around because I've been keeping up with you guys. So
Okay.
tell me about this kid, Torian Patterson. How's Torian Patterson doing?
Torian Patterson's real good. He's a corner. I think he transferred to New Mexico State, I do believe, but yeah, he's really helping us out on the defensive end.
Yeah, he's a Grimsley kid from a few years back,
Right,
too.
yeah.
Came out of Grimsley. Any other local guys besides yourself and Patterson on that defense?
You got Michael McMaster, he's playing safety. Harry McNeil, he also plays safety. And that's pretty much about it.
How did you guys get so many Southwest Guilford Cowboys over to Greensboro College? How did that connection come about?
It just sort of kind of happened. I mean, we found out Michael was going there, so we just decided to go there just to be together again.
How's the education part been for you guys?
Education is great, liberal arts school.
So things are going well in the classroom
Yeah,
too?
things are
Getting
going
a good
great.
education, getting a good background football-wise in the
Yes, sir.
field.
Yes,
What
sir.
about when football season's over? What are you ready to do then? Are you guys just doing football training all season? Or are you
Football
doing...
training, got a little spring football. We're not like D1, so we can't be in pads, but we still do scaly 7-on-7s, individual drills.
Gotcha. Where do you guys train at? Like Ray had talked about sometimes doing the country training just out by the house.
Yeah,
but you
pretty
guys got a
much.
facility you guys train at in the off season when you're not playing?
really. We just basically train outside the house.
So basically, it's just like the Bridges Training Center.
Yes, sir.
It's kind of neat because you guys a little bit different. You guys haven't connected with any of these large groups organizations. You guys just done it on your own.
Yes, sir.
How much do you weigh now, Herbie?
165.
165. Staying
sir.
lean, staying ready for defensive back.
That's me.
Because one game you had about 9 tackles, maybe a couple of assists. You've had some very good games.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Any picks this year?
Any picks? I have one, and that was LaGrange.
That was against LaGrange?
Yes, sir.
Well, you guys, what you need to do is get LaGrange back on that schedule. How about if you could play Guilford again? I mentioned that Ray play Guilford again this Saturday, 1 o'clock at Jamison Stadium. Had Guilford again. Would you like another shot at those guys?
Yeah, I feel like it'd be a whole different game. A whole different game.
Probably curious to find out what you could do another shot at those guys, too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because you
Always.
guys, they just kind of overwhelmed you in that
They
game
did.
early.
They did.
Jumped on you so soon. But you got a lot of respect, I'm sure, for Guilford, though.
Oh, I do. I have respect for all the teams we play.
Is that your top rival, Guilford, or is it somebody else maybe in your conference?
I say our top rival would be CNU.
Christopher Newport.
Christopher Newport,
They got a lot of
yes, sir.
money behind them, too, up there.
They do.
Man, there's a lot of money behind that Christopher. They're like at Newport News, Virginia, right?
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. What's the transition been like going from being a Cowboy, going to being a part of the pride of Greensboro College?
It's a big difference. It's a big difference. Like with football and school at the same time, trying to maintain both, it's very hard. It's not easy like everyone thinks it is.
What's the daily schedule like for you? How's your
Daily
schedule
schedule?
go?
I wake up 6 o'clock, weights, film, class.
So you're living on campus?
You can say I live on campus, but it's right across from the school.
So one of the apartments right
Yes,
there.
sir,
Gotcha.
right apart.
So you get up, go ahead.
I get up, weights 6 a.m.
That's even
film,
during football season.
even doing football. season.
Weights at 6 a.m., okay?
Yes, sir. Film at 7.
Film at 7 for football.
Film at 7 for football.
Right, where do you go for that now? Is that go to the gym or go to
It's at the rental center. It's right in our
Rental
like
Center? I got
facility.
you with the old YMCA used to be
Right,
up on Market.
exactly.
So you go check out film at 7 a.m., okay?
Yes, sir. And then I usually have class from 11. I have class at 11, and then another class at 2:30. And then in between, you got to get in an hour of study hall, and then practice at 3:30.
So you got 2 classes per day then, pretty much.
2 classes per day.
That probably works out pretty good for you then.
It does. It does.
Got to get going early, about 6 o'clock. Got to get that thing
Yes,
moving
sir.
in. And doing like weights at 7 a.m.
Right.
How long is that, for an hour?
Hour weights, hour film.
Is that 5 days a week?
2 days a week.
2 days a week.
2 days a week in season, 4 days a week out of season.
Gotcha. How heavy, how strenuous is the weight lifting? Are you working pretty hard?
I wouldn't say we're like jacking, going for
Right.
maxes, but we go by the chart pretty much.
You got a pretty much scheduled routine you guys are
Basically,
doing.
yes, sir.
Breaking it down and letting you rest on the off days.
Yes, sir.
Does that help, you think, doing
It
the
does.
training during
It
the
does.
season?
It relaxes and it keeps your body tight.
What'd you do to get faster? Because you got to be fast as lightning to play in college as opposed to high school.
As I say, I just stayed with my dad, did the basic training, a little weight vest here and there.
The basic training in the Bridges household is like being in a little bit of a military boot camp, though, right?
Pretty much.
That's good, though. That's good he pushes you guys, works you hard.
Yes, sir.
Mom and dad, family come out and get to see your games?
Yes, sir. They come to most of the games.
So it's going to be a family event, a Bridges family event you guys are playing in?
More than likely.
Gotcha. Do they make the road trips, go to Fayetteville, places like that?
Yeah, they make NC Westland, like inside North Carolina.
Gotcha. What kind of talent you see at Greensboro College yourself? Look at the overall talent of the guys on your team.
I say we have a fairly amount of good talent. We have a lot of good incoming freshmen. The returners they also get at it, and we compete a lot in practice.
Let me ask you this as a college player. Now, maybe a little bit different than high school. High school will be similar in some ways, but you're about the incoming talent. So you're a junior now, right?
Yes, I'm a junior now.
So you're thinking about maybe incoming talent. Do you start looking at that incoming talent, start to size those guys up and say, I got to check this guy out, see if this guy might be somebody might try to take my position?
Always.
People will maybe lie to us, say, oh, I don't worry about that.
No, I'm always worried about somebody trying to come in and take my position.
Got to be your spot. Got to be possessive.
Yes, sir.
And you got to worry about the next guy coming in. They try to swipe that spot, see how good he is. That's what keeps you pushing, keeps you training.
They got to.
Now, you and Ray growing up, did you guys kind of extend the level of competition, maybe getting some fights and scraps when you guys were younger?
All the time. We competed in everything we did.
Some good battles going on back when you guys were kids?
Yes, sir.
Was it wrestling? Was it boxing? Was it real fighting?
Wrestling, boxing, any kind of sport that included the ball, it didn't matter. We always competed.
So you guys actually had a race because one guy was chasing another trying to catch him and beat his head in.
Yeah, pretty much.
How did you guys survive all that fighting, scrapping, and stuff going on?
I guess it's because of military dad. We just got hard bodies.
You got a lot of respect, though, in the family, though, I'm sure,
sir.
Between you and Ray.
Yes, sir.
Probably carried you guys a long way. Has it been good sticking together like that, being brothers?
Yes, sir. I wouldn't change it for the world.
It's all gone well,
yes,
all the
sir.
way through. We talked about the Gopher possibilities. I know you like a rematch them. Do you think you guys could actually beat them the second time around?
I do.
You like a shot at those guys?
I would.
And a chance to beat those guys?
Yes, sir.
You'll definitely get one next year. I bet you can't wait. I mean, you got to take care of all your 2014 responsibilities.
Right.
But probably looking forward in the back of your mind, playing them again at your place. You're playing with Jamison next year. What's something big you'd like to do in a game still this year?
This year?
Yeah.
Well, I still haven't took back a pick six yet.
Take it to the house.
Take it to the house.
Have you had one during your college career?
No, sir. Because last year I was out on injury.
Did you miss a whole year last year?
I missed the whole year.
You don't get that eligibility back?
I do. Because I got injured the first game. I didn't play snap.
Wow. So you played your freshman year, missed your sophomore year.
Yes, sir.
Now this is your junior year.
This is my junior year.
So you're going to take a few extra classes while you're at Greensboro College because you're going to play at least after this. You got 2 more years left, right?
Yes, sir.
How about Ray? Is that the same way for him?
It's not the same for Ray.
That's where your career is going to change a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to change a lot.
It'll be a big decision for you too to be making that coming out last year.
Right.
Do you go ahead and play, or do you guys get out at the same time? You thought about that yet?
I mean, I've been talking to Ray about it. I told him I wanted to finish out my year.
The thing that could really work, I'm a schemer, a planner, a developer. What would really be wild is Ray decides to go take that, I think they get an extra year of college ball if you go graduate school.
Right.
Go graduate school to another college, and you maybe leave and go with him there. Who knows?
Who knows?
I guess you wouldn't want to leave Greensboro College, though, if you still had time. How does that work?
I don't think I'll leave. Greensboro College is my home now.
Yeah, it's kind of wild going from Southwest Gopher to Greensboro College. How did you guys end up there?
Basically, we just got in contact with a couple of coaches. One of our coaches from our high school team, he went there. He gave us a connection. We went in. We liked the facilities. We liked the coaches.
Who's your high school coach you got you connected with?
His name is Coach Curtis.
Harris?
I believe, yes, sir.
Okay. And then you guys decided to go and give it a shot?
And gave it a shot.
Did you look at other schools? Other people were talking to you at all?
We did, but at the time, we really wasn't thinking about it. We was coming in late with the recruiting process. So
you guys, when did you guys finally decide on Greensboro College? How late in the year?
School had already started, so it was I think it was either a week or 2 weeks after school had started.
So you guys jumped on Greensboro College sometime in August then?
Yes, sir.
That was late.
Yeah, it was very late.
Give much later. Were you still able to play football?
Yes, sir. He still let us play football.
Wow. Now, how did that work now? Because were you guys doing football before you started college here?
No,
as soon as you went to school, you jumped on the football team?
Right. Well, we had to do camp, and he made us do the conditioning that all they did before we even started suiting up.
Gotcha. But you started school after school had classes actually begun. You got to start a little late then.
Right.
But then the football practice already happened back around August. Did you have to go back and make up all that time?
We didn't have to make up the time, but we had to make up what they did.
What's that?
We had to make up what they did with the conditioning tests and all.
You did all that work then.
Yes, sir.
Stuff you had to go back and get all that settled out too.
Right.
Greensboro College for Ray Bridges and Herbie Bridges, and some other questions for Herbie as we wind it down. Change Rib Shack for a Thursday night. Go back to Southwest Guilford. You go back there and play one more game. Go back one more time and play one more game against a team. What about that? Who would it be? Who'd you go back and play again? What's the redo game?
Northwest Guilford.
Northwest. Take us back to that game. What happened in that game, and why would you want to go back and get those guys?
Basically, it was a close game. It was a hard-fought game. I believe if we would have made different calls, different decisions, we could have came out with the win. And it's Northwest. It's a rivalry thing with Matt, basically.
Was that your biggest rival back then?
For me, I say yes. Northwest was my bigger rival.
Some would have been Ragsdale, I'm sure.
Yes,
Some would have been, and I think Ray said Andrews possibly too.
Andrews too. Always Andrews.
But
yes,
for
sir.
you, it would have been love to play
For me,
Northwest.
I love playing Northwest.
What if they told you, we'll give you a chance against Northwest team this year, you go play those guys? You even play those guys?
Did I play those guys?
Would you play against those guys, the current kids they got there now?
I wouldn't say I would. The only reason I say Northwest because Matt was still the quarterback.
Yeah, you got to go back and get Matt again.
Yeah, always.
You like those Matt Pulowski battles, eh?
It's a good one. It's always a good one.
That's got to be good for you because here's how he throws. He throws the shorter pass, though, right? You got to
Yes,
play
sir.
up.
He
You gotta
likes
play
the
up
short
against Matt.
pass.
He don't like
Yeah.
that long pass.
Yeah, he barely throws a deep pass.
Yeah, he throws a lot of that 10 to 15 yard stuff. Receiver goes out, breaks to the right, catches the ball, protects the sideline.
Yes, sir.
Tough to pick those passes off.
That's him. It is.
Got to knock those balls loose against those guys.
Yes, sir.
Did you have a lot of stops that game? I know you had a lot of opportunities.
I would say I probably had I think I had one pass deflection. Other than that, it wasn't much.
How many tackles you think?
Tackles, I think I had 9 tackles that game.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And a
9
few
tackles.
assists, too?
A few assists, yes, sir.
Who's the leading tackler on your team right now? Are you at the tops or right there with it?
I'm the second, but at the top is Chase Sams, a kid out of Maryland.
Doing pretty well. Positions he
He's doing
play?
great. He played middle linebacker.
So he better be tough then.
He is tough, yes, sir. He's
Can you
tough.
take him though?
Can I take him? I can take him.
Good stuff. How big is he, you say?
Chase, I say he's probably about 6'1", 210, 215.
Pretty solid guy there.
Yes,
Pretty
sir.
solid. Looking back at those Southwest Guilford days, anybody you see these days from Southwest Guilford that's made the big time? Anybody at your school that you remember?
Not that I'm keeping up with for right now, no, sir.
Nobody yet.
No, sir.
You had some big guys in that basketball team. Did the Banks kid play basketball?
Brendan Banks didn't play basketball. He wasn't the ball.
Go back to your senior basketball team and throw me a few names out there on that team that year. Because there was a couple of guys that played football, also played basketball.
Braxton Day.
There you go, Day. Now, he was a guy we always thought might do something out there
Right.
somewhere. Whatever happened to Braxton Day?
I still don't know to this day what Braxton Day is doing.
Don't know where he's at? Though?
No, sir.
That's kind of crazy, too, because you've been out of high school now about a little over 2 years.
Right.
But it hadn't been lost. You don't know where that guy is.
I don't.
Can lose track of a guy pretty quick.
Yes, sir.
Who else on that team, that basketball team? That may have played football. Anybody else? Because Braxton Day had the height. He had what you want.
He did.
Man.
He did. He had the size, the height. He had it all. He had
Who
it
was
all.
the big center on that basketball team?
Brandon Clyburn.
Clyburn, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Came back from Dudley for his
Yes,
last
sir.
year.
Yes, sir.
What happened to him? Any idea?
I still don't know what he's doing.
I guess nowadays, you guys stay so busy with what you're
Yes,
doing,
sir.
you don't have time
I
to
don't
keep up
keep
what
in
another
touch.
guy's
No,
doing.
sir. Not at all.
But all is good, though, at Greensboro College. All is good with the family right
All
now.
is good.
then.
Yes, sir.
Good deal. Good deal. Again, Herbie Bridges with us, James Rib Shack for a Thursday. Anybody from Greensboro College you predict might go big one day?
Who knows at this time? It could be anybody's.
Any advice to these high school guys out there, aspiring high school guys, may want to go to college and play? Because I tell these guys a lot of times, we'll talk to one of the guys tonight, you get a big Division I in mind, but you got to have another school, a smaller school, a backup plan
Right.
in mind. What advice do you give to the younger guys that are coming out of high school these days as they try to get ready to go to college? What do you give those advice?
Basically, don't overlook the small schools. Because at the same time, you go to a big school, you could be in there 4 years and not play a lick of football. You just be on the scout team. Whereas if you're at a small school and you really love the game, you'll get playing time.
So you definitely feel like the best move is keep that smaller school in mind if you want to play.
Always keep a small school in mind.
Feel like Ray Bridges and Herbie Bridges made the right choice when they chose Greensboro College?
Yes, sir.
Give us your coach's name again. Give this guy a shout out.
Coach Bill Young.
Bill Young. I thought it was Bill Young. I was thinking about that earlier today. I thought that was the man's name that came there.
Yes.
Because he's been there a long time. He was there as an assistant coach even back in the earlier days.
Right.
He's paid his dues.
Yes, sir,
What
he
did you
has.
learn from Coach Bill Young?
Discipline, respect, how to be a better man. He teaches a lot.
even in a losing situation, it's important to still keep your head up, still keep playing hard,
Yes, sir.
and still be the right man.
Right.
Has to be. Makes it tough. It makes it
does.
tough.
It
You gotta
really
keep
does.
battling. That Huntington game, that was a tough game down
It
there
was a
last
tough
weekend.
game. I say we let our emotions get the best of us that game.
Got a little too crazy, a little wide
Got
open.
a little too wide open. We didn't come and play our game.
Your game is important. It's Saturday, 1 o'clock, Fayetteville against the Methodist Monarchs. Got to beat those
sir.
guys.
That's going to be a good game.
Here's another hypothetical situation. Guilford College, we talked about them a lot tonight. They're 4-0.
Right.
Say they were playing NC-A&T, playing the Aggies. Who would you take in that game? Guilford.
I had to take A&T.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to be realistic and say because of the higher level of play.
Basically high level, but I still think it'd be a good game. I don't think it'd be a blowout.
I don't think it'd be a blowout. I'd like to see what Pulaski do against these
Yeah.
bigger teams. Just kind of curious.
I am
You
too.
often wonder what that guy could do. They've got a few running backs over there. Guilford, is the strength of Guilford pretty much Pulaski? You take Pulaski out of that equation, do you see that being a totally different team?
I really do. I feel like he's the heart and soul of that team. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Got some good receivers, but I noticed about those receivers, some weeks, the kid out of either North Davidson or Davie County, Adam Smith, I think his name is, some weeks he'll have an off week, but Matt finds other receivers.
He does.
He gets the ball in other people's hands. He kind of spreads it around, and I think the key to his game, if you run out that 10, 15-yard pattern, you get open, he's going to punch it to
Oh,
you.
yeah. He sees the open man. I don't think he has a favorite wide receiver. I just think he reads what the defense gives him, and he just hit the open man.
Who was the toughest player other than Pulaski you went up against when you played Guilford? Any idea?
The toughest player.
Anybody in that Guilford team you remember was pretty tough other than Pulaski?
I'll say probably the running back. I don't
Josh
remember his
Scow,
name.
I think his name was.
that's his name,
Yeah, he had a fairly good game.
He did.
One of our guys that came to our show a couple weeks back, Josh Williams. Josh caught a touchdown pass, number 8. Then he got his collarbone broken, but he's supposed to be back in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
So game on Saturday, going to Fayetteville, taking on Methodist. Tell me what your role is in that game, what you want to come out of that game with, what you got to do.
My role, well, they're a passing team because last game I believe they didn't have too many rushing yards, but he threw for over 400 passing yards. So I say our secondary is really going to get challenged, and we're ready for the challenge. We're ready to step up to the challenge.
Ready for it? Looking forward to it?
Looking forward to it, yes, sir.
Will you be playing football after you get through in college?
That is my plan, yes, sir.
You'll stick with it then?
I want to stick with it.
So you and Ray will keep on playing. You guys are going to find some place to play somewhere.
Yes, sir. Always.
We got to get it. We got to go buy a team. Let your dad coach that team. Keep the bridges
That would
together.
be nice.
That would be fun, right?
That would.
Listen, thank you for being with us, Herbie.
Oh, good to
Keep
be
up the
here.
good